Hey guys, it's me, Fundy. How y'all doing? I just wanted to pop up on here to talk about some recent developments in the Ukrainian front into the Kursk Oblast. And I am currently on the Institute for War and the Study for War Ukraine interactive map. It's what they've been updating and allows you to kind of get a little bit of a breakdown of what's going on, how far they've pushed in to the Kursk region, and I monitor these daily because it is very important to keep an eye on what is going on. And I've been noticing something. A few days ago, this right here, next to, I don't know how to say that in Ukrainian, but a small little section has been claimed to been a Ukrainian advance. And then recently, another confirmed Ukrainian advance right here, near, right dead center next to Tetkino, which, of course, you have this major river right here that they are slowly taking over. But they've also been slowly pushing out 2 to 3 to 5 kilometers a day in either direction, all across the board, which is good. It's increasing the length and the amount of troops that Russia would need to dedicate to secure that area, which is going to help relieve the pressure off of the front of the current pushes from the Russians. But I want to go direct yourself to another map from that is another resource where the live UA map, where you can actually get reportings of certain things like tanks being destroyed or shelled, how many drones were taken down in a report. But right around in this region near Tetkino, between the points of that right little regions right here and here, because here is Tetkino, which is right here, right? So it gives you an idea right here. This area right here was the Ukrainian limited advance, plus up here near, right around here, I think. And recently, there's a river. I don't know how to say the exact name. You can make the joke about that. But looking at this river, there was the last bridge over the Seym River has been destroyed, which would limit the ability for the Russians to be able to cross over. They would have to start constructing bridges. As long as they do that, I think Ukraine would just need to very quickly locate any major constructed river and strike them to make sure that it would limit any large amount of influx of Russian armor, Russian soldiers, Russian heavy equipment, which is going to be really important to put the pressure on the Ukrainians. So the fact that Ukraine is destroying that, for example, 2 hours ago, yet another pontoon bridge is an example of what I just said, of the Russians using the small sections of the really just winding river and putting pontoon boats there to try and get more rivers, as well as another pontoon bridge right here. So it would require Ukraine to double up their efforts on wiping out any type of crossing, but this would allow them to push in from Tetkino, push in from here, and put the pressure on this entire region right here, let alone if the Ukrainians start pushing from the south right here, which is what I have a feeling they may start doing, because that's going to help get this area under control and add a more of a buffer zone between Russian air and Russian artillery can get, how deep it can get into Ukraine and the surrounding regions, but also put the pressure on the Russians, because now they're going to have to put a lot more effort into going deeper, or allowing them to relieve the pressure in regions like right here with Russian advances. They're having to take Russian units that were farther back that have been untrained, essentially still not battle hardened. These are the battle hardened units. They want them here because if they remove them, there's a chance that the Ukrainians can push back and it wouldn't be necessarily good. But as this continues to expand and as it continues to get larger and larger, especially if it were to take over this entire region, meaning the front would be long in this general direction and possibly even larger, which would require more manpower from the Russians from stopping Ukrainian advances in all of the directions that they have been going as well, which would require a lot more Russian units to have to be either pulled from the front or they're going to have to pull something out of their ass because it's affecting the front quite significantly. So we're going to continue to see what goes on. I'm excited to see what goes on because the fucking Russians are freaking out. And I think it's changed the narrative from what we have been sitting at, which has been the Russians are essentially, it almost seems like they're trying to wait out how long this war will go. Wait out Western support. Wait out the amount of money that goes into Ukraine with all the support from Europe, from NATO, from the United States, and from all these other countries. Their idea of waiting it out so that the Ukrainians will eventually lose support and then they got it in the bag. But this whole narrative now is being quashed. Now the clock is limited because now the more and more the Ukrainians push deeper into Russia, more Russian civilians are having to evacuate. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying that it's good that civilians have to evacuate a war zone, but in terms of how it would affect politics in Russia, causing the main head man, Putin, to no longer be a favorable character in this situation, because now all of this war that you say was going so perfect, and now we're having to leave our homes, now we're having to sacrifice what we have when you said it was fine, and now Putin would be in political jeopardy. Now this causes other conversations of, is this escalating it to a nuclear confrontation? Is he going to get desperate enough to do certain things that would not necessarily decrease the the stability of the region? I have no idea. It's up to Putin and his fucking advisors who need to get it into his head that I think it would be better to cut your losses and come home before it gets to the point where that would have to be a thing. But I've been monitoring this, and I have been a feeling that they are going to really push that front, like I said, making it wider and causing more Russian units to be pulled from the front. It's definitely going to change things, and we're just going to have to continue to monitor it. But I thought I'd sit down and do a quick little easy video monitoring everything that's been going on, and what I've been thinking is an option they might do. But we'll see. Thank y'all for joining. Make sure to like, share. Tell me what you think down below about everything that's been going on. Tell me what you think Putin is thinking right now, because this shit, he has to be stressed right now. He has to be like, pass me a joint and a fucking vodka. Anyway, have a nice day, guys.